You have formed the habit of looking at people and comparing them to yourself and telling yourself that life is unfair based off of the life that those people live that you think that you cannot live or you're not living. Right in this video, I'm going to be showing you 4 ways you are making people your problem without even realizing it. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll be sharing with you ways you are letting people become your problem without even knowing it, without realizing it. Number one on my list is you let people stress you out. Why? Why are you letting people stress you out? Anyways, I can actually relate. A lot of people let other people stress them out from what they say, how they think, how they perceive you. You begin to get stressed out. You want to prove a point. You want to explain yourself. You want to, let people know that, the way you see me is not exactly who I am. I need to explain to you, this is not what it is. You don't need to do all of those. Not every time. You don't need to explain yourself to people every time. People are going to think the way they want to think, anyways. You are letting people stress you out. And that is one way you are making people your problem. And you're not even realizing it. Don't let people stress you. Don't let anyone stress you. Prioritize your health, prioritize your mental health, prioritize your physical health, prioritize your time and your attention. Give it to people that want it, give it to people that need it, give it to people that, people that deserve it, and let the other people move. Number two way I know that you're letting people or making people your problem without realizing it is that you are concerned about what everyone think. I mean, you consider it even before doing anything. You're concerned about what everyone thinks. You're concerned about what your neighbor thinks. You're concerned about what your friends think. You're concerned about what your colleagues at work think. You're concerned about what people who don't even really matter, in quote, think about you. In fact, you actually consider it before making a decision. You consider it before doing anything. Some of you don't wear what you want to wear. Some of you don't say what you want to say. Some of you don't even act how you should act. Some of you don't eat what you want to eat. Some of you don't even, you're not yourself around some people because of what they will say, what they will think. Some of us, we used to be that way. We used to actually consider a lot of people's feelings, living our lives and all that. But you have to go to the extent where you're like, I don't care what everyone thinks. If you begin to think about, caring or giving so much attention or concern about what everyone that matters or doesn't matter think about you, if you keep considering it before even doing anything in your life, you're making people your problem. Making those people your problem without even realizing it. Those people are somewhere living their lives. Those people are doing their things. Those people are they're living the best lives. Why can't you be the same way? Why can't you do the same thing? Why do you have to really get concerned about what people think, about how they see you, about how they perceive you? Don't get me wrong, it's quite easy to say than to actually do. Some people are that way. Some of us used to be that way. We think, what do you think? How do I feel? These people see me if I do this. What would they think? What would they say? How do I put this? How do I You have to start working gradually to the point where like you don't care anymore. Be you authentically 100%. This is not to say that you have to be something different, something bad. This is not to say you start becoming a nuisance or causing or making noise or being loud, disturbing other people, stopping other people from living their lives. Or basically, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that you don't really need to be concerned about what everyone thinks about you before doing things that you want to do. Some of you want to travel, but you are considering, are you sure if I travel, my partner is not going to leave me? Are you sure if I take this course, are you sure it's not going to take my time? Are you sure if I move to this city, are you sure I'm going to find somebody that would love me? Are you sure if I leave this relationship, are you sure it's going to, you are thinking about what people think. How about you? How about what you think? How about you? How about what you think? Take your time and ask yourself, what do you want? What do you think about this thing? And go from there. You're making people your problem without realizing it. And those people are not your problem. You are your problem. Number three on my list on how I know that you make other people your problem without realizing it is that you navigate your entire day, your entire life based on other people's reactions. You let people's immaturity and your own immaturity, determine your day, determine how your day is going to be, determine the mood of that day. This is something that happens all the time to almost everybody. Someone pisses you off, you let it ruin your whole day. Someone pisses you off, you let it ruin the whole conversation. Someone pisses you off, you transfer aggression. Someone does something to you, you move it to the other person. How are you going to keep living that life? This is 2025. Get up. You are making people your problem by letting their emotional reactions, their immaturity, the way they want to do their things affect your own life. If someone pisses you off, that's it, brush it off and keep moving. Don't move the aggression to somebody, an innocent person that's living their own life and having their own day. You move that aggression to somebody else and ruin their own day. Do not use someone else's immaturity or your own immaturity, to determine how your day goes, how your mood goes, and all of that. Where human beings react differently and all whatnot. That is understandable. But do not let someone else's immaturity or emotional reactions to whatever you both were in, whatever you people had or was we are doing, maybe a misunderstanding and all whatnot. You move it to the next person, you rub it on the next person, on the next situation, on the next relationship, on the next business, you ruin that one because of what you experienced from where you're coming from or the emotional reaction you got from somebody else. You are making people your problem without even realizing it. Number four reason why I know that you are making people your problem and you're not realizing it is that you have formed the habit of looking at people and comparing them to yourself and telling yourself that life is unfair based off of the life that those people live that you think that you cannot live or you can't live or you're not living. You make it a competition, you make it a fight, you make it a race, you make it a problem for yourself. Those people don't even know that you're comparing yourself with them. Those people are probably living their lives. There are a lot of people on the internet, I mean, even your friends, your colleagues, who are unintentionally, unconsciously competing with you and you do not know. And you too, you are unconsciously or unintentionally competing with somebody else. The person doesn't even know. Now you're making it seem like life has become unfair because of how you have compared yourself to the person to the extent that you feel like they're living a better life. So you feel like life is unfair. You feel like these people are doing it better. You feel like these people are doing it better than you are doing. Bad as a bad. Go and ask those people what they are doing, how they are doing it. If you really, really want to be like them, but why stay far away and compete? Feel like those people are fighting you, or feel like those people are against you. Those people don't even know that you exist. You see how you've made people your problem without realizing it. Comparing yourself, looking at them, looking at other people's lives is something my dad used to say. When you keep looking at other people or something, you don't even know when your own food is ready because you're busy staring at another person's food in another person's kitchen instead of actually watching your own food. Your own food gets cold. That's it in Igbo. Your own food gets cold because you're busy watching someone else's food instead of actually looking at yours. So maybe it's time you actually take a step back and focus on yourself. Look inwardly, look at yourself, and stop looking at someone else. Life is very fair. It is just seeming like it is unfair because you're portraying, you're comparing yourself with the society, you're putting so much pressure on yourself, you're making it seem like life is unfair, when in fact it is not unfair to you. It is all up in your head. You see how you're making people your problem even without realizing it. The last on my list, why I know that you're making people a problem or your problem even without realizing it, is that you talk too much. You talk too much. You explain too much. You say too much. They don't even ask you. I used to be that girl that, I feel like if I get close to you, I want to say everything that's going on in my life. I want to tell you everything. But I realized that most people that you tell things, they don't even talk. They don't tell you their own stuff. They just want to hear you and hear you and hear you. So I have also grown up to the extent where we all listen to each other. If you don't see yours, I don't see mine. If you decide to lie, I mean, that's on you, you know. So I have to get to a point where I am so sure that I can confide in this person before I start, you know, you get. So zip it. You talk too much, you explain too much, you expose too much, you say things earlier than you should, say them. Yeah, and that has cost you a lot of problems. You have made other people, your problem without even realizing it. Because now there are all those people, those things, and some of them use them against you, and you find out later, and you were really the person that gave them the power in the first place. So you made those people your problem without realizing it. So these are the reasons why I know that you are making people your problem even without realizing it. How do you deal with these 5 obstacles? Because right now they are obstacles. I'll give you one step or one solution, and I'll call it the let them principle, the let them theory, the let them, whatever, the let them, whatever you can call it, the let them line, let them. By the time you let people, you don't let people stress you anymore. By the time you don't allow people stress you, by the time you don't allow people get into your business, get into your head, by the time you don't give people the power, you realize that you have more energy. You realize that you become more positively driven. You realize that you become more energetic. When you allow people, you let them think their negative thoughts, whatever thoughts they have going on in their head, let them be, let them think, let them say. That way, they would say anything anyway, so let them say it. You don't have control over it. You cannot curtail it, so let them say, let them be, let them do whatever. Don't just let it get to you. Don't just let it stress you. Don't just let it become the reason why your day is ruined, or the reason why you are, your day is ruined. Your reactions are different. Your passing aggression and all whatnot. Nah. Don't let it be that way. So let them save your energy. When you let people do them, when you let people say what they want to say, because they will anyway, it frees you up. It lets you to focus on what really matters, which is yourself, which is you. And by that time, you realize that you're not proud of yourself because you no longer care so much about what people think, care so much about how people react, how it gets to you. The only thing you can take care of is what is within your control, which is how you react to what these people do, or how they think, or how they see you, or how they perceive you. Whatever, they don't have that power on you anymore, because now you are within you. You are dealing with things within your control, which is you. It's you being part of yourself, which is you minding your business, which is you doing what you can do within your reach. When you get to this point, you get to the point where you're now authentically proud of yourself. You're authentically, at the point where you do not care whether or not people have a negative opinion about you. Do not let people be a problem to you. I hope this video helps. I'll see you in my next video. I love you so much. Bye. If you haven't subscribed, this is the best time for you to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. See you on the next one. Bye. We hit the plan and it's cops full of jealousy. We in the bag and we